Good Wednesday afternoon. It's Gail Foley coming to you live from Briargate Pond. I want to talk to you a little bit today about a subject that came to me while reading a book. Today I'm talking about adventure. Do you have adventure in your life? The book is called The Way of Adventure by Jeff Salz, Ph.D. This book has been laying around the house, admittedly, for a couple years. My husband had bought it at a seminar that he'd gone to, and unknowingly, I didn't know this, he had read the book. Never actually shared anything with me about the book, which I thought was quite unusual. But, you know, you go through periods of time in your life, you're just sort of crossing like ships on the sea. That's where we've been for a while. But I recently made a promise and a commitment to myself that instead of buying new books, because there's so many I want to read, it was time to read the books I already had that I had yet to read, or finish the ones I'd started and hadn't completed. So I picked this book up, and at first it was like, wow, this guy climbs Mount Everest. He's watched friends fall to their death, and you know, it's just like, wow, these are quite the adventures. Nothing even close to the realm of what I would do as an adventure. But last night I couldn't sleep. I had things going on in my head. I had a sinus headache, you name it, and I couldn't sleep. And I picked up this book where I had left off, and it spoke to me in volumes because it talked about how we don't really live our lives like adventures. We get to a place where, oh, this is comfortable, I'll stay here, I'll take this job, I'll make this income, I'll watch this movie, I'll sit on my couch, I'll go out once in a while, I'll do this, I'll do that. But we really don't do anything to get the adrenaline going. We don't do anything to really experience what it's like to be alive. How get our hearts pumping, get excited, getting so wound up that we just are thriving on the rush. And I don't know about you, but there have been some incredible experiences in my life where I felt that. I mean, I've gotten into some opportunities that, I was so excited one summer when I worked as a carpenter. I was excited every day. I was alive. Oh my goodness, because I was outside. I was doing things physically. I was seeing the results of my time that I'd put in. And it was just a summer, so I'm sure that if I'd done it for a living, it might not have been so much fun. But that summer was wonderful. I made new friends. Life was exhilarating, absolutely exhilarating. And then down the road, I started a career in advertising. I knew nothing about advertising. In those first 2 years, I was in the office being a secretary again, trying to build my income up so I could leave again, go back to advertising. And it took me 2 years to finally get my footing, find my niche, and just take off. And I was alive and excited because it was an adventure for me. It was an adventure of finding different ways to help people with their businesses. Creating that ad from these great big ad books I would just flip through for hours on Saturday when nobody else was there. And I'd see an ad, and I'd go, wow, that's a perfect ad. And I put it over there. And I was wound up all the time because I was excited. I was excited about creating that ad. I was excited about hopefully bringing business to my advertisers. And then I went from that experience to creating my own magazine. It was an adventure. It was exciting because it was something that nobody had done in this town. I was told it couldn't be done. I went and did it. I'm like, wow, yes I can. Yes, people are ready for this. And I was excited. It was an adventure. And then I went from there to living another incredible experience, selling timeshare. Once again, being an outdoors person, being outside and showing people how to have vacations every year of their lives instead of just once in a while was exhilarating again, and it was an experience. And every day was an adventure. Why was it an adventure? Because I met new people. I met people from Italy. I met people from Baltimore. I met people from Canada. I met people from all everywhere. And it was exciting because they came into my life. Maybe I only had a few hours with them, but that experience always kept me wound up. So you go down the road a little bit. You've had these experiences. You've had these fun, and then all of a sudden you hit a little level spot, and you settle down. And we all talk about you got to grow up and settle down. Really? Really? What does that mean? Settle down. Wow. We settle is what we do. We settle for having to make the house payment. We settle for clocking in at work. We settle for, a road trip, one state over for a vacation. We end up settling. And it's not always because we don't have the money, but because we have become very complacent with our lives. Adventures aren't what we aspire to. It's a very small percentage in our population that ever look for an adventure. I started reading this book and it applied to where I am right now in my life. I've been with a company for quite a while. I love the company. I still represent the company. But it's time for an adventure. And I don't care how you slice it. If you've been someplace for 7 years, it's hard to get an adventure going. And so I have a new adventure. And this new adventure is learning new skills and applying those new skills and working with people doing the same thing and knowing it's not easy. For years I've been telling people what I do is easy. And it is. But when I really stop and look at things, I'm really exhilarated and wound up when I'm being challenged. True, it's sometimes exhausting because I think, wow, I'm not going to make it over that mountaintop. But you know what? If you keep persevering, you crest that mountaintop, and then you go to another adventure. So right now, I am at that place. I am in my adventure of scaling new heights and learning new skills and experience where other people have been. And when I hear where they've been, I go, well, if those people can do this, then certainly I can too. And so that's an experience every day. I get like, wow, another light bulb moment. And it is wonderful. And this book just absolutely put the cherry on top last night when I wasn't sleeping because I had things on my mind. I picked up the book and I'm like, wow, that's exactly where I'm at. I'm on an adventure. And I'm not going to be climbing mountains because I'm not really equipped for that. And somebody tried to get me into that years ago. I said no then, and I'm not going to, back that up and do it now. But I plan to go out and visit my friend in Montana, and she's going to take me fishing and hiking and just exploring this wonderful, beautiful state that she lives in now. That's a huge adventure for me. And from that adventure, I have other big dreams and other adventures. Someday, I plan to be on the beaches of the world helping clean up the debris that we leave behind. Because I love the beaches, I love the animals, I love nature. And I get the wildlife book and I get the nature book and I see what's going on with the extinctions and what's happening to our birds and our animals and how what we're doing to our world is changing so many things. I want to be part of the adventure of turning that back. I want to be part of making a difference there. The adventure in your life doesn't have to be scaling the mountains of Mount Everest or getting in a reed boat like they're doing in this book now and floating on a lake that is almost unsaleable. Your adventure needs to be from within a passion that you want to pursue. That passion can be anything if you feel like it's an adventure, because you know what? This is it, guys. This is our life. Do we want to be laying there when we're being called home and go, oh crap, I wished I'd done that. Oh darn, Why didn't I do this? Start your bucket list. Get it ready. Start crossing things off. Start doing things now that will make you feel alive every day. And so with that, I'm just going to sign off and ask you to please pass on a smile. There's somebody out there that needs their shoulders yanked back, because when they catch that smile from you, that's what happens. They'll stand up straighter. They'll smile. And you will have made a difference. It's that simple. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.